In the lead up to America's 250th birthday, KCTV5 is committed to telling the stories of people who shaped the history of our region. In this week's We the People, we take a look at a piece of rarely taught Wyandot County history.
It's the story of three sisters who used force and intellect to preserve a sacred piece of tribal land. KCTV5's Betsy Webster shows you how their story has become a traveling exhibit to make sure their impact is not forgotten.
Just north of the 7th Street Casino here, which is owned by the Wyandot Nation of Oklahoma, you'll find this. It's the entrance to a cemetery. The walking path takes you up to the top of a hill. Over here in this grass, that's where 800 people from the Wyandot tribe of Kansas are buried. The women whose gravestones you're looking at are part of the reason why this burial ground still stands undisturbed as a sacred space. The people putting the exhibit together are three generations of the same family, recreating the shack that the Conley sisters called Fort Conley.
It was an extremely cramped space that they would have been living in, three people for, many, many years.
In the late 1800s, the sisters, two of them shown here decades later, learned of a plan to sell the burial ground and the land around it to developers. Helena, Lyda, and Ida Conley directed men in the tribe to build their fort and hung a sign, "Trespassers beware."
They chained the gates and with their father's shotgun moved in for 2 solid years.
That shotgun is now in the Wyandot County Historical Museum. It was used in the reenactment footage that brings the story alive.
One of the sisters was always on site and on watch.
The tribe had been moved from place to place, fractured to facilitate land grabs. And the sisters simply said, enough.
The three sisters were a force to contend with, and I would not buck against them.
Everything was stacked against the Conley sisters, right? And they didn't care. They just empowered themselves.
They used more than threat of force. Lyda got her law degree and fought all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court.
This was before women could vote, before Indigenous people were considered citizens.
The mobile monument called Trespassers Beware, Fort Conley and Wyandot Women Warriors was created to travel, to inspire, and inform.
To be sure that this history and our languages, which are being revitalized, and our traditions are kept alive. Otherwise, this fight was in vain.
Lyda Conley ultimately lost in court, but the media attention led to legislation that halted development. The interactive monument will be at the Wyandot County Historical Museum through November 8th. Then it'll be moving to some other locations next year. In KCK, Betsy Webster, KCTV5 News.